Kind of like coffee, where our bitterness is kind of like a cup of tea. Or coffee, I guess.
Are you comfy?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the big show.
Welcome. Yeah.
New setup, nice new setup. And now we have mics, and we're not just using one, sitting around this small mini table.
We're using good equipment, good audio equipment.
Good chairs that I took off our pool deck.
High quality.
Today we're here to talk about...
You ain't even introduced me. Introduce me. Tell them who I am.
My sister Carly. Today we're here to talk about something nice that I like. A drive-thru.
I love a good drive-thru.
Fast food drive-thru. But there's some bad ones. And we've got some stories to tell with it. But just to start off, overall, a drive-thru is a good thing. And I appreciate all fast food and drive-thru workers.
Yes.
Because I know that that's probably hard. I've never done it, so I'm not going to say how hard it is. But it's probably hard.
I've never worked in a drive-thru, but I've worked at a Food City. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
But I worked at a Food City, and I know that if I worked at a drive-thru, I would probably pull somebody through the window or throw their food at them because I would not allow.
Yeah. So thank you, drive-thru workers. We do have a story though about a drive-thru worker that we probably should have pulled out.
That was the unhappiest drive-thru worker I've ever talked to in my life. I've never had an experience like that at a drive-thru.
We were nice though, but we'll get to that in a minute. Drive-thrus are something that's weird and something that would send a Victorian child into a coma. You just pull up to the TV and you order through a megaphone.
They would. A McChicken alone would send a child into a coma.
Or a large fry.
Or
a basket
of
fries.
A large Coke from McDonald's. A Sprite. A large Sprite.
A large Sprite from McDonald's.
Oh, they would think that they've drunk poison.
They'd shrivel, probably. They would shrivel up. A Victorian child would shrivel up.
They would.
They would shrivel. But... But my favorite drive-thru or fast food place is probably McDonald's. But that's like the one that comes to everybody's mind, I feel like, would be McDonald's.
McDonald's is just so easy. They've made it, like, at least in our town, it's so convenient.
But we also don't live close to Chick-fil-A. We live probably, the closest one is probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, if that. We live
far from Chick-fil-A. We don't have one in our town. So that's probably why we lean towards McDonald's. I know everybody else out there will say Chick-fil-A.
And we would too. We would lean towards Chick-fil-A, but we don't have one.
We don't have one.
So, we don't have very many, decent drive-thru restaurants.
No, but Chick-fil-A is one of those places that, they air up your tires while you're in the drive-thru.
And then say, my pleasure, when they're done.
They air up your tires, they clean your windshield, and they change your oil while in their drive-thru.
While praying for you.
And they still get you out in 2 minutes. McDonald's, on the other hand, we went to McDonald's the other day.
Not in our hometown.
Not in our hometown.
It was a foreign McDonald's to us. And do you want me to tell the story? It was my experience.
Yeah, you can tell it. I was just with you. So you can tell it. It happened to you, I guess.
So if y'all can't see and you just think I'm a fat lard, I actually am pregnant.
She's pregnant.
And so I can't eat. I'm very picky about what I eat. And we go through the drive-thru, and I get there.
We were in a rush.
So
our grandma was in the hospital.
We kind of had a medical emergency.
Our grandma was in the hospital. We were in a rush.
Our grandma had a stroke.
A mini
stroke.
Don't be alarmed. It was okay.
And she was okay at the hospital, but we were hungry. And so we stopped at the McDonald's to get a snack. And I'm very picky about what I wanted. And so I wanted a McChicken. Just a small sandwich that was okay to eat.
Yeah, a McChicken.
And everybody else is in the car too. And I'm the driver. So I ask everyone what they want, and they're like, well, hang on just a minute, I don't know what I want. And so I pull up to the drive-thru. Obviously, that always happens. And I get up there, and I said, okay, what do you guys want? And they're like, hang on. So I tell the lady, I'm like, can you hang on just a second, please? I was very nice. I was not rude.
You were not rude. No,
I was not rude
you just
at all.
was like, hang on one moment, please, sir.
Yeah, I even said please.
Yeah.
And the lady...
Which, I mean, I know that probably sounded bad. Just because you said please doesn't make it nice. But
I know, but I wasn't trying to be rude.
You didn't even have a rude tone.
No. And the lady said to me, sure, have all day.
That's
Just
what she
straight up.
said.
Sure. And I didn't even really recognize what she had said until you repeated it back to me. I heard it, but it didn't click in my head.
She just said, sure, have all day. Which, I mean, I don't know if that was like... Maybe that's just her humor or something, or maybe she was not being funny. She was just in a bad mood.
No, she was in a bad mood. I think she might have took a double shift or something that day, but she was not in a good mood.
Right.
And
which is probably easy to do in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
But we were nice.
We were very nice. And then at this point we were laughing because I thought it was so funny. And then
she definitely did not like us laughing.
No, she didn't. And then when I ordered the McChicken, I made it worse because I mispronounced McChicken and I said McChitten. And
maybe they ended up getting your order wrong.
You laughed.
I laughed about
very
it
hard about when I mispronounced a McChicken sandwich. And so then I started laughing and I couldn't even finish the order. I mean, we were laughing to the extent where I couldn't talk.
Yeah, so that probably made the situation worse.
It did. So we pull through and we get our order and everything looks right. I mean, the McChicken is there in the wrapper. Everybody's order is there.
Yeah.
They gave us the right drinks and everything.
You know how you just like skim the bag to make sure
you skim it before you leave.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, I'm multitasking.
That might just be like a southern thing.
Is it?
I don't know.
Probably not. No, they mess up at other places too.
I know, but I feel like that's such a southern thing to look
like
through the bag.
Make sure before you pull out.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And so we pull out onto the freeway and
I was unloading all the food.
Yeah.
We were just kind of going through it just because.
And I was so excited to eat this McChicken. And he hands me the McChicken. And I open it up and I'm like, oh, and I was like, man, this McChicken looks a little bit thin. Because normally you can see the chicken patty sticking out from the sides of the...
chick thicken. Oh.
They got a chick thicken in there.
They have thick chicken. And you can, I mean, especially on a McChicken, usually at McDonald's, the wrap, it's already open. Like, it's
mostly just thrown out in the bag already. Most time you don't even have to unwrap it.
Yeah, you don't have to unwrap it. But this one we had to unwrap.
Yeah, it was unwrappable and everything.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, this is the thin chicken patty. And so I bit into it. I bit into the McChicken. And I looked, and it was a full-on meat patty. It was a burger patty. But it wasn't a cheeseburger.
It wasn't a
cheeseburger. It was a full-on McChicken sandwich, and the only thing they had put on it that was different was a meat patty.
Yeah, it was like mayonnaise and the shredded McDonald's lettuce. But it was a beef patty rather than... It was a McBeef. It was a McBeef. But it was just...
It was disgusting. I couldn't eat it. I had to give it... I gave it to you. You ate it, and you said it was good.
It was good. I mean, I would eat it.
That just shows that McDonald's is like all one flavor. Like the chemicals they use.
It's one flavor.
It's just one.
Yeah.
Like. You thought it was good.
It was good. I ate it, especially after
I spit it out. I don't even think I finished the box.
But we sat in the hospital for like 3 hours. So yeah, I ate it afterwards. I was starving.
I didn't. What did I eat? I think
you ate.
Somebody gave me a few
small fry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a small fry with it and a Coke.
Yeah, and that's what you ate.
Yeah.
But it was good, and I would order it.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, yeah, probably not. But I ate it and it was good. But overall, drive-thrus, a good invention, but they do have their downfalls.
They do have their downfalls, and sometimes people are rude through the speakers.
One time I went through a drive-thru and somebody in front of me paid for my order, so I was going to be nice, and I just got a drink, so it was $1.09. I remember this. I just got a Diet Coke. It was $1.09, so the lady in front of me paid for it. And I said, okay, well, I'll do the people behind me, and theirs was $20. So I ended up paying $20 for
Yeah,
a
but
large
that's not
drink.
it's the thought. I've done that before too.
I didn't have the thought to do it. I just done it because I felt like I felt entitled to do it because the lady in front of me bought mine. So I was like, well, if I don't buy, somebody behind me, I'm gonna look mean. So I done it, and it was $20 for a large Diet Coke.
I bet they had a McChicken in that order.
They had a McBeef in the order.
They ordered specifically?
Yeah.
Or mistaken?
Specific.
A McSpiffik.
No. Yeah.